Hey, Crucicle here, and I am starting a new series today called Banished. Now, this is like basically like a city builder. You start out with some resources, you start out with some people, and you basically start from scratch. You have to build houses, build your farms, your industries, production. It's still being worked on, so it's not like a ton of stuff, but it's enough to get you going. So we're gonna start a new game. Let's see if we can get a different name. There we go. Shiprockport. That's a cool name. Terrain, we're gonna keep valleys. Terrain size, we're gonna go with large. Climate fair. Disasters, why not? Starting conditions, now you got different ones. If you're completely new to the game, got easy, which gives you houses, resources, family, food, and livestock. Otherwise, medium, you don't get livestock and you don't have houses. And hard is super hard. Wouldn't recommend that if you're starting out. I'm going to do medium. I usually do medium for most games I play. You can do random seeds and stuff, but there we go. It's loading up. Now I started playing just so I know how to play, and it's a fun game. I like it. It's more about the people rather than just producing and making armies to go fight people. You gotta focus and make sure that all your people's needs are covered. They have to have housing, they have to have food for sure, otherwise they starve. They actually starve and die. You don't want that to happen, because kids are your main big human resource. You don't just build a house and you randomly get 2-3 people spawning in out of nowhere. You have to have a family. They have to have kids, and the kids have to grow up, and then they become your next worker force. So, big key on protecting your people. You also gotta keep them warm, and so in the wintertime, if you don't keep them warm, they can freeze to death. So here we go. We start out with a little shed. We have some hide coats for the winter. We got iron tools because they have to replace those every once in a while. And potatoes. We got some food. And here's our stockpile for resources. Got some firewood for winter, iron, logs, and stone. So there we go. Got a bunch of people. And as you can see, we got men and women, and then you got these little kids. Little kids, they don't do anything until they're old enough to work. So here we go. Let's check out this area. It's not bad, actually. I usually get stuck with places that are real surrounded by hills, so I don't have a large area to build. I have to expand and get over mountains and rivers, and it kind of hurts your production at the beginning, because you're trying to build roads and stuff to be able to produce more. So yeah, this is decent. I could clear this out, put some fishermen over there. So here we go. First things first, we're gonna start building the houses. So here we go, we got this nice handy guide. Got the timer, you can use controls there. Housing, options, we're gonna pop this one up. General stats shows us what time it is. Keep track of this, because once it hits autumn, your crops will start to die, so you want to have them harvested or be finishing them up by autumn. Our population, adults, students, and children. I'll talk tomorrow about that later. How many people need houses, the temperature, resources, happiness, and health. So that's pretty cool. Let's start building a house. I'm going to start building a stone house. You can start with wooden ones, but I found that the stone ones are actually a bit nicer in that you don't need so much firewood to get them going, to keep them warm during the winter. So one last resource you have to worry about. Now we're gonna go back here and get some builders, because these guys, they're all laborers. We have to assign them jobs. So let's get like 3 builders right now. Now this one was clear. There's nothing to remove, just all the resources. So the guys will start loading up, put the resources here, and then they'll work on them. But this one, it says 0 out of 2, and that is because there's a couple trees right here. So they automatically clear things. I mean, you can have it cleared ahead of time, but they will clear it for you, and you will get the resources for one they clear, which is pretty handy. I'm going to change the settings here to just 2 times the speed. Just so it's a little faster. And we don't take forever to do this stuff. Now there's only so many people doing this work, so we're going to have them start clearing. Now I think I want to start expanding and put some houses right here. And we're going to put a farm right in here too. Let's start a farm. Let's see. We gotta get food up right off the bat because winter will come. So we go down here to resource, food production, do a crop field. And oh goodness, where do we want to put this crop field? Let's see if we follow this line. We'll make a big one. Too big. There you go, 15 by 15. I think that's as big as they get. Sorry. Tickle in my throat. I click on this, they got 2 things to remove, and then they'll be done for that. And then you'll have a crops. And we'll start having them go over here. So we got resource production as well. And then here's for removing stuff. So we can remove we can remove just trees if we need lumber, stone if we need stone, and iron. So you can kind of pick and choose. If you got this huge area and you want to cut it all down just to get the stone, and then you just send them out to get the stone. I really like that feature. So we're just going to have them clear everything out. Actually, I'm not going to clear this little tree. Another thing, trees do grow. So if this little tree has some time, it will turn into a bigger tree, and I'm assuming produce more wood. So we don't need all that trees. So there we go. They'll start doing that. There's these little marks showing you what they're going to work on. And there we go. We got our first house and our crops. What kind of things do we got? We got corn or squash? Corn sounds pretty good. Set till we can have it off and on for work. We can have them harvest early if it's done. And we're going to assign, oops, right over here, a couple farmers. Just to get that going. Because we need to keep laborers working. So we got 5 laborers still. That's pretty good. Okay. So these farmers are going to start putting some crops out. And they'll kind of tend to the crops. If you have more farmers, it's perfect. Because the more workers on the fields, the faster the crops grow. But right now, we just need some food to get us through the winter. We'll get a fishery which produces food pretty much all year round, I believe. I'm also going to put in a road here. So we go down to roads. We can put roads, dirt roads, stone roads, wooden bridges, and tunnels, which is pretty neat. So we got this mountain. We could actually just put a tunnel right through it to get over here, rather than have to walk all the way around. It just takes time and resources that we don't need to worry about right now. So we're going to put a road in right here. We're going to cut it off right there, figure out where we're going to build houses. Optimize as much space as I can, so that they're nice and close and we don't have to go super far, because it's all about time. So there we go, we got 2 people living in here now. And they'll eventually have a kid. So you see, they start off pretty young. Once they hit 10, a child becomes an adult, unless you have a schoolhouse. If you have a schoolhouse, then they start going to school at age 10, and they're officially adults by age 17. The only difference between an uneducated person and an educated worker is they're more efficient. So, but you just gotta wait another 7 years for them to grow up. Now years, it's not exactly like a whole year. It's like, I think they age 3 or 4 times per year. These little notifications mean these people don't have houses. And it looks like we have the logs. We're getting more stone. Oh, we're out of stone, that's why. So they don't produce anything. So I think this is stone right here. It's hard to tell sometimes. I'm gonna go here, click on the collect stone. I'm gonna drag it. Oh yes, there's a lot of stone here. just click and drag. Let's just collect all that stone. Stone and iron are just rocks. Oh, right over here. See these really dark gray ones? These are actually iron. And the lighter, rounder ones are stone. First place I started, I had so much stone, it was ridiculous. If they only could eat iron, sorry. I had a lot of iron. I didn't have much stone. If they could eat the iron, I would have been golden. But they all started starving to death. Okay, what else can we do? We could start them clearing. We don't need to. Actually, we do. Let's get another house going. Let's do another stone one since we have quite a bit of stone here. There we go. Now this is handy too. On the map or this picture, it shows exactly what the house is going to look like, how big it's going to be, and the green arrows show the front of the house. So it helps really to line it up with streets and stuff, so you know exactly where the front door is, so you're not building your houses backwards. Alright. I gotta drink some water, I guess. So builders, they will gather resources and stuff if they have to, but if you keep them busy, then it leaves the laborers up to that. And look at this, we already got crops growing. It's at 4% yield, and you see it's just growing as it goes. So they planted at this end first, and now these are the bigger ends. So eventually it's gonna have all nothing but corn. Oh, that reminds me. We also get an orchard. So let's have these guys keep going after this area, actually. Let's have them remove everything right over here. And let's clear out a little bit more space here. Orchards are like crop fields, except for that they're trees. And so it takes a few years for them to mature enough to actually produce food. So the sooner you can get those up, the sooner the better. And as time goes, they will actually start producing more fruit, which is very nice. So pretty soon, you could like have an orchard growing all on its own without any farmers maintaining it. And then all you have to do is wait for them to grow, and then you just collect and harvest it. It's just all about the time. So right here, I'm actually going to cancel these. We go over here, cancel. We're going to let those two little bitty trees grow up a little bit more if we can. And I think we're going to put like an orchard right here so that we can put housing and production here. About the only thing we can do right now is a woodchopper who makes wood out of logs, and a blacksmith who builds tools out of iron. And if you have coal, which you can mine or trade in for, you can get steel tools, which last longer. Now I just got a little notification right here. It says the reserve of stone is low. That's because we're building lots of stone houses right now. So we're gonna go over here, have them collect some sort of stone, handy dandy, right next to this field. Let's see, what else can we do? Got them chopping trees. That's basically right now, right? We're waiting. I could speed this up a little bit more. I wouldn't dare going too much longer. We're just kind of waiting for resources right now, and that's what they're doing. But we actually should slow down, actually, and do this. We're going to pause. I like this. We can pause and build and set up plans. Basically, we're going to do this. I'm going to plan out where we're going to put this. I'm going to put another stone house right here. And we can see, nope, we won't be able to fit another one here. So then we're going to rotate this and see how far. So it's basically one straight line right here. We can't build houses. So we're going to put it as close as we can. Put another one there. Now, you're saying, well, Cole, you can't build that many houses. You're overwhelming your workers. So we're going to pause. We're going to pause them so that we can have them start building them when we feel like it. At least we can lay out our town. And we're gonna build some more roads. Right here. And right here. And we're gonna put a road. Oops. Right there. Now see this hill, I wish we could flatten it out or something. But we can't. We can't even put anything there. So it makes it go all the way around. So they're just gonna have to walk over this little hill. Once we get the houses done, I'm gonna put in a fishing yard right over there. Because fish, first big food resource besides gathering. I guess while they're doing that, I could talk about this. So over here, perfect, are deer. Deer show up in forests and in, I guess they're called meadows in this one. So we don't have really meadows, but right here you can kind of tell. It's somewhat tree and somewhat that. They don't like rocks and iron deposits lots. So we can have a hunter, and he'll hunt those and take their hides, and we can take the hides and make coats with a tailor. We can also have these people called gatherers, and they go out in the woods and they gather any natural growing things like I forget, mushrooms and onions and stuff, plants and stuff, berries, things that would grow in a forest. So that's another food source. What else do we have? Orchards. Oh, we got livestock. But we can't have any of those until we get a trader up because we're on medium. Fishery, that, and then gatherers, yep. And then we got lots more. We got a woodcutter, turns wood into firewood. Forest lodger, they cut down the big trees. And then replant the trees, so it's renewable. Herbalist will gather up little herbs for medicine. And then we got a blacksmith, tailor, a tavern. I haven't got that far. A mine, and a quarry. So those are pretty handy later on. So there you go. Got a second house. They should start putting more stuff here, but it looks like they're out of stone again. So we're gonna find some more stone right now. Let's just clear all this out. And all this stone as well. And we have lots of wood. And we can clear out these trees eventually too when we need wood. Don't worry about too much about resources. Trees will regrow back over time. If there's enough of them, they'll start spreading out again. So if you like, say we clear cut all this right now, eventually if these trees were here long enough, they'd start spreading saplings and then we'd have trees again. But it just takes time. Probably a little slower than actually a forester would. Otherwise, you can get a quarry, and that would get you, I think, unlimited stone. You can have a mine, which would give you unlimited iron, and I believe coal as well. So your crops are all done. Look at this, 34%, and it's still spring. Perfect. And it's starting to rain. Oh, let me know how the sounds are doing. I turned some of them down, but let me know. Oh, look at this. It looks like corn now. Next year, next summer, we'll have 2 crops going, because we'll have more families. Basically, a family will move in here, and they'll have a kid eventually. And then once that kid grows up, and you build another house, they'll go on, and so on and so on. So you don't want to build too many houses, because these will fill up. I mean, we can have 5 people living in one house. Actually, more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people can live in one house. I believe the only thing downside was that is it could cause more illnesses to pop up. So right here, we got them ready to build this, just waiting on the workers. So we're gonna need more stone, unless we decide to build some wood houses, which I could. But look at this. I got so much stone over here. Just a walks away. Let's go have them collect some more stone while we're waiting. That should be good. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. So let me know if you're liking this so far. It'll pick up eventually once we get more people. Oops. And it's gonna get interesting when winter comes, because things could happen. You never know. So, see you guys later. Bye.